All right, it's the wrong orientation for YouTube, but we're going to do it anyway because this is the everyday woman's everyday real life. And I'm not here to perform or be fancy. I'm here to be oh so relatable, oh so real, and share my story with you. So, my brother suggested that I do a YouTube video series about my trip. And I'm sitting at the airport right now, about to go on the most epic adventure of my life. And I have taken my family to Disneyland, and that was a dream come true. Truly, I completely had that proud mom moment of crying as we walked through Main Street into the park and took our photos in front of the castle. But this is bigger than the role I play in my family. This is Powerful Inc. on tour, going to South Africa to deliver a women's coaching program within a safari program. So, sorry, background noise, but it is what it is. The message has to come out. And it is surreal that I have used vacation time, that I have arranged childcare provisions, that my partner is supporting me, that my family is supporting me, even though my little one is apprehensive. It is absolutely amazing to show my 7-year-old that her mom is traveling across the world to go and be a women's encouragement teacher, as she calls it. Your office is basically an office of positive thoughts, she says. She's picking it up. We went to see a documentary about the famous Canadian wildlife artist Robert Bateman, and they were traveling through Africa, and part of their adventures in the late 1950s. And my daughter says, Africa, Mom, you're going to love it there. So, what I need you to pay attention to, what I want to activate in you, is seeing where in your everyday life you can pursue the dreams and ambitions that you have now. Which t-shirt is this? Be the woman you've been waiting for in the life you're living now. This goes to a 4 Pillars YouTube video that I created, this t-shirt created to wear on the trip, to be the life coach who's doing this while on holiday, while on break from life, while still living. This is why it's the everyday woman, still living a very so-called ordinary life, but being an absolutely extraordinary woman within it. I don't know about you, but for me, I got lost and sensationalized in the crap that the internet was selling about coaching, about lifestyles, about identity, about growth. And what I've learned is that this stuff is not the root. The root is you. The root is inside. The root is doing the work and excavating yourself out of what's around you, particularly in ordinary circumstances. We're not all going to be Oprah. We're not all going to be Princess Diana. We're not all going to be Mother Teresa. Pick some other international famous women, okay? We are, however, capable and have access to being the most exquisite and extraordinary version of ourselves in the lives that we have. And that is identity work. That is the deep-rooted self-choice, self-navigation, self-regulation of how you're showing up and when. So this journey for me started in 2024 when a podcast booking agent reached out to book her client on my podcast. We had a great conversation. I interview the guest and get them to talk about themselves, but at the end of the interview, Donnie was completely smitten with me and wanted me to, she's like, you should be a life coach. And I'm like, I am a life coach. And she said, I want you to coach on one of my trips. And she put me together with another woman, Carla, who owns and operates a nonprofit down in South Africa. And here we are, a little around a year and a half later. That was like October 24, and it's now April 26. And the trip is happening. And I started traveling today, just a few hours ago. I woke up very early in the middle of the night, pre-travel jitters, international travel. Like, I'm going to be traveling for the next 30 hours, right? This is a big deal. And I've gone point A to point B, but never point A to B to C. I'm going through Germany and then down to South Africa. And I'm owning the identity, the woman who is doing this. There is a group chat happening with the clients, and the chemistry and the levity and the connection in there is so much fun. And we're just being adorable women doing what we do as we get ready for a trip like this. Now, they've paid for this trip. They've paid a significant amount of money to go on this trip. So they may be, in a whatever class, at least financial class, perhaps compared to me. And this is where the work is. It's not conditional on an external validation. It's conditional on my internal sense of self. I have troubles, I have worries. I am not a perfect person, but I know myself and I'm open and I'm doing the work with the women. And I'm not going on this trip with this ideology of being some sensational, amazing guru, mentor, know it all. I'm going in to get really raw, very real. One of my favorite taglines is hands on, hearts open, to pour into people, to show them to themselves as I do that work myself. I have coaches, I have two. I have Ruthie Cease and Katrina Ruth. Yeah, they both have Ruth in the name. God is funny that way. Because Ruth isn't my girl in the Bible, it's Deborah. But anyway, and so if you want something, be like me and freaking go after it. Freaking go after it. Don't sit around waiting. That's why the tagline is be the woman you've been waiting for. Choose her now. Step into that now and own it. Like, it is an activation for me to be walking around with this. We'll see if it gets scanned or not. It doesn't matter. The frequency that it's elevating in me is making the shift, is building the confidence. In the podcast that I was on yesterday, I saw that version really come to life. I was calm, I was confident, I was very convicted in the work that I'm here to do. Very convicted in the program that I'm delivering on this trip, that I've adapted for day-to-day life, that is very ordinary and awesome, that has been tested and enjoyed and is activating me every day. It's a way to self-organize rather than running around reacting to everything. It's a way to bring yourself into alignment every day. And the big lesson in what that means is, where are you being a square peg in a round hole? Where are you putting up with something that isn't actually vibrating in your freedom and in your peace? There are some things that we have to accept, but how we accept them makes a key difference. Like, my daughter's bedtime has been challenging. For the last few months, I've been working really hard to just meet her where she is and have it not be a thing. I don't want to indoctrinate her and to some self-limiting belief or trauma about going to bed. I want her to just have the joy and freedom that a 7-year-old should have. You go to bed late, fine. I've shifted myself around the life and the conditions that I have, and I'm continually doing so. And I'm setting myself free from other constraints that I don't like anymore, that I've been trying to make work, and they just don't. And I'm letting them go, and I'm making that okay too. Going on a trip like this is luxurious, is partially selfish, is also my sole purpose. It is the who I am, not a role that I play. It is 1000% who I am. So if you are sitting around in your life wondering and waiting what is possible, I'm telling you, you have to do some inner clearing to figure it out, to dream, to cast vision, and then to align action into that vision, no matter what's going to come your way. Because I work full time, I work part time, I'm mom all the time, I this, I got a lot going on, I volunteer, blah, blah, blah. I've been published in 2 collaborative books. I have an amazing podcast that books itself. I'm going to be more and more featured on other people's podcasts. My visibility is increasing. I've created a phenomenal network of women around me through my summits, through my podcast, through my energy. All these things. Yeah, I'm a builder and a generator, and I can definitely out-generate myself. But above all of that, the driving factor is I want something out of this life, and I'm going after it more and more boldly, and that is creating this internal return on investment and elevation of who I am. And my mentor, Katrina, embodies this so beautifully, where it's non-pretentious, it's non-flashy, it's not about money or numbers served, it's about authenticity, it's about really being yourself, imperfect, natural, raw. Hence posting something like this and riffing with you to take you on the journey with me, to encourage you to just be who you are and let that be enough, and let it see where it takes you. Not all of us are going to have multi-million-dollar coaching businesses or other, but you can have, oh, this is good, a multi-million-dollar soul, baby, a multi-million-dollar identity, baby, a multi-million-dollar version of yourself in between your laundry and your ambition that you just are so freaking lit up for. So lit up for. It is like 2 o'clock. I was awake at 3:30. I was vibrating for this trip, and I know I'm going to crash later, but it is being in it and wanting it and knowing that it's true, not being scared, letting the body feel, and letting the spirit lead. So I'm gonna continue to unpack little videos like this as our time progresses. This is very much day one of the trip. Tomorrow I'm in Germany for most of the day. Maybe I'll record something else before my second flight takes off. But it's really the encouragement that you can absolutely be the woman that you're waiting for in the life that you're living right now. Praise the Lord for those words, because they are so ordained. And I am such the example. Like, look, my travel luggage isn't fancy. My little jacket's not fancy. My little purse thing, none of it is about having like achieved anything other than my sense of self and how I'm going to show up and serve with purpose and passion and be a model of that to others. My daughter last night and this morning, I don't want you to go, mommy, took her to school, and then drop off was really successful, really a wholesome connection. My partner backing me up and taking care of the house while I'm gone to do this, really amazing. Stepdaughter's so excited for me. Just having people on board in their own ways, not all like, yeah, go, but being on board in their own ways is phenomenal. It's not a shallow walk. It is very real. It is very much the day-to-day of the everyday woman who's building something bigger right where she's planted now. So that, again, that's the encouragement for you to take, is to believe in your something bigger right here, right now. And it doesn't have to look like Hollywood at all. In fact, I'm against it looking like that. I want it to be relatable. Like, I'm not wearing fancy shoes. Like, none of that. Y'all, you wouldn't even recognize me in the grocery store. I'm just an awesome woman who knows who she is and what she's here to do and is going after it. And you can too. Instead of being tired and wanting to get away from your life, you're on fire for your life, you're activated, you're on purpose. You still have emotions, you still get frustrated, you still get tired, you still get excited, but you have a very clear sense of navigating your inner system and leading yourself forward every day. It's kind of exhausting, actually, but it's so awesome. So follow along. I'm going to put this on YouTube, obviously, and the Facebook links. Everything's at Powerful Inc. This is how it's spelled, okay? And come along for the ride and awaken your wild woman within, because she's trapped in there and she is banging on the ceiling to be let out. And all you got to do is just crack it just a little bit. That'll be enough. That'll breathe life into her, and she's going to take you for a wild ride, and you're going to freaking love it. Mwah.